Hello guys, Wahoo here, back on the video. This time around we are gonna go on a journey together. We are going to complete the Trials of Luxion for today, and there's a reason why it's gonna be today. It's because you should do it once a day, because there's some daily quests you want to get done. But I wanted to make a guide video for this, but it didn't seem like to have many steps to it. Basically, it is getting the souls, doing the quest line, I guess, or the rings in there, and then you are basically done. So there's not really a step-by-step guide to it, so I'd rather make like sort of a gameplay. I sort of put tutorial or guide, I don't know which word I'm gonna use yet, but in the title, but I made it with quotations, so I will give some tips and tricks along the way what you should be doing. I also kind of said that in my other video I had a few days ago, but I wanted to take you guys sort of on a tutorial, but more of a gameplay sort of video, so you guys could follow along if you have any wanted to know any tips and tricks to the event itself, or how I feel like you should approach the event. So you can take it as a tutorial if you want to choose so, but the TLDR is to get your souls and do the, enter the trials and then do the rings, and then you are done and you move on. So really not much step by step, I guess 2 steps to the whole tutorial. So without further ado, let's just jump into what you should be approaching, or what tips and tricks you should be getting at it when you are playing. And I did say it in my last video that you should always get up to this guy right here, Suri, and buy your souls. That's why it says get your souls now. It's not the dragon souls itself, it is also the 4 unfortunate souls that you should get. You can buy unlimited of this one, but you can only buy 3 of these when you are doing the event, or when the event comes around. You can only buy 3, and I suggest you do so because those do not disappear. If I go into my inventory right here, you can see in 2 days and 23 hours and 44 minutes, this is going to go away. So make sure you use all of this. But the souls you can hang on to forever how long you want to. If you don't have time this week, you only maybe have time to, just log in and, buy them, and then you have to do something else. If you're on vacation, for example, make sure you go ahead and do so. And that actually leads me into also, if you want to know when Luxion is up, you can of course see in game and such. But if you go to the description, there is a Discord, as our community Discord. I will always post on there. So if you want to just, keep an eye out for the Discord and not like in game, then there is a way to do it as well. If you want to get notified both times, then it is also there on Discord. I don't ping people with it, but it kind of lights up in the announcement video, and I don't post that much in the announcement videos, not announcement videos, but the announcement channel. You can go ahead and see that's probably something important that I posted there, especially with Luxion. And so I used to, of course, post every Friday and such with normal Luxion and dark Luxion, and I will still be posting with dark Luxion, but this is kind of more random, and we'll see whenever this is gonna come around again, because the feedback that I got from the devs was that people didn't like, the community wasn't a big fan of having 2 events at the same time, which I don't really understand, but maybe it's just too much stuff going on if you really want to farm one event and you kind of want the other event as well. I think we can have both events at the same time, but I do like that it's also sort of split up, because then there's more to do, because there is sort of some weeks there's nothing going on when we have those, time between events and stuff like that. So this is a nice thing to kind of have in between, I guess. But I wouldn't mind if there was the event at the same time. Don't really mind at all. But yeah, this is how it's going to be for now, unless they get other feedback. But for now, the feedback from the community is that people don't want it at the same time. That's why we got this one after, of course, the Spring Sting event went out, and now we have this one as well. So, but anyways, you should definitely log in because you also get a free soul, and these souls again never gonna go away, so you can stack up on them if you want to do so. But don't stack up on too many. Well, it doesn't really matter too much, but you can stack up on too many, because you should do this once a day. And I'll tell you guys why I'm telling you this, because basically it's just daily quest inside, but I'll show you guys that when we get inside of the world as well. But I just wanted to mention this with the souls. This is the most important thing, because these do cost, the in-game currency, and not, we can buy as many as you want for, real money, but I don't suggest you do so, because Luxion is going to be there for a very, very long time. Basically, on quote forever until of course they maybe change it sometimes in the future again, but I don't think you should be worried about changing Luxion in the next couple of years or something like that. So you can go ahead and stack them on these and make sure you do so as well. And if they do, of course I'll let you know if they change it, but I don't think that it's so new that I don't think we're gonna have any changes to this. Maybe only improvements. We have had one improvement, I'll also talk about that later, but the point is that we did get the souls here. So the souls is something super important, so stack up on these if you don't have time. That's very, very important, and it's only 350. So even though if you don't do your whole star bar, if you just do your first stage of the star bar, that's 500 if it's not double star bar week, of course. But you can get these souls pretty easily just by 3 days playing. So even if you're not, for example, have played a bunch of times and you just start with the event, you can still get these 3 souls as well. So enough about the souls, let's talk about the packs. And packs are basically these where you, get into how you get into the different stages and stuff like that. There is also unfortunate souls here you can buy for 500,000. You can buy unlimited or limited to 500 of these souls. I don't know if this goes up in price when you buy more of them. That happens with other things in this event, but I'll talk about that as well. But the point is that you can't buy them from this one. I would be very surprised if it do go up in price. 500,000 flux is pretty steep. That's why I don't suggest you do this unless you really want to get it done right now. But I rather think, or I would recommend that you take your time with this and do whatever you can be done with this one as well. Of course, also the fragments here, you can make of these. If you have some of these soul fragments here, just go ahead and make more souls. I'll talk about that as well when we get into that. But of course, you can also turn the unfortunate souls into fragments if you want to do so. This is used for the favor, but we'll talk about that when we get into the trials, of course. But the one thing I do want to talk about this is that if you really want to min-max this, you should start with the very lowest one, because it's only going to cost you 1 soul, and then when you're done with the trials, spoiler alert, you can either stop the trials and just like, I'm done for today, right? Or done for whatever, yeah, for today basically, and then you can just stop. But then you can also move on, and that's not going to cost you a soul. It's going to say, hey, do you want to move on? And then it's going to move you on to the next difficulty, and then you can do it all again, but you have to do the same thing again as you did before, and then you can basically go all the way up here, away, as long as you can go to that world, I mean, all the way here. And I do want to mention with this is tied into the different difficulties. So difficulty 15 right here, or tier 15, is also tied into the long shade world. So if you basically can go here, but you cannot defeat enemies, because sometimes Trove, power rank, light, all that stuff doesn't really collide with or work with the same way as, hey, you can enter, but you can't actually not hurt monsters. It's a little bit wonky like that. You always have to make a feel for it, but it doesn't cost you anything to go here, try it out. But it is free here, so, oh, there's actually somebody having a dragon. That's pretty cool. Awesome. But the point is, if you can go, for example, tier 15, but you're just barely, power rank and light, I would suggest that before you go here, you actually go to the long shade and actually try it out if you can actually do damage to enemies. And that also goes for the different other worlds. Try it out here in the Atlas before you try it in this one, because if you already go here, then you can't go back, basically. You're gonna go forward. So don't go here if you don't positive that you can actually defeat this here as well. So this is just a little tip. You can basically for free test out if you can do it. Then always go a difficulty down. I'm actually gonna go a difficulty down, because not that I can't do, tier 15, but it's just so slow and I don't really mind doing it. But I should actually start here if I wanted to min-max, but I'm just gonna do it here because I just wanna get the daily quests done, and it's not gonna reset, doesn't matter which difficulty you do it, it's the same daily quest. So if you do it on here, it's the same, but what's the point then? You're probably wondering, why not just go here because it's the easiest? Well, it's because that you get more of the Aventurine, Aventurine, or whatever it's called. This, you get more of it the higher difficulty you go. Not like crazy much, but it does increase with this one. And also, yeah, it's just, yeah, basically what it is that you should be going like this. But like, why is there like lower? It's because the meaning of it is to start here, then go all the way up here, and then go from there. But you can also just enter here if you want to do just like your daily whatever, and you just want to do it once, basically. That's what I did yesterday. I just did it once, and that was it. So these are the portals. This is how you do it. So basically you have your souls, you select whatever you want to. Again, I would suggest you do it from here because that's going to give you the most, because when then you end, you can basically just move on to the next one and then go as far as you can. It doesn't matter if you get to open, like if you start here and you can do 14, but you can't do 15 and you choose to move on, it doesn't really matter. It's basically the same thing. So if you choose to do so and you go in here and you didn't know, doesn't matter really much. You won't be losing out on anything. Basically, you don't get an extra reward for ending. It's just like you can choose to move on. And if you can't do it, it's fine. You don't lose out on any of this. But I'm gonna go to 14 and I'm gonna show you guys how it works. So basically you just craft it, use one of your souls, and then a portal opens up. A 15 opens up over here, and then like all of them is behind here as well. I am also gonna get some more souls today, I think, and then we just enter, and I'll see you guys in the trials. All right, we are now in the trials itself. So I want to talk a little bit about the hub here. So we have 2 quests over here, and this is one of the ones that I said that there was a little bit of a buff, or it was adjustment. These merchants, now before they were really hard to get because they were only invaders, but now they actually spawn all over the place and you can get this done pretty quickly. I don't know if it was 15 before, but I think it was. But before you had to sit around because they never really spawned. They only spawned when they dropped in and such. So it was kind of annoying, but now they're all over the place and you can get it done while you do all the other things as well. So this is definitely worth doing. Again, you only get like 10 venturine for doing it, but it's pretty cool anyways. Then we got a little Dixley right here. The inventory here reflects the difficulty you are on. So this reflects, of course, like crystal 5 gear. You know, you need your nitrine, sorry, and you need your forge and such like these things. Also block element. These are things you can buy from this. This resets daily though, but yeah, you don't really need that much. But the point is, why am I mentioning this? This is because if you are in 15, then you can go ahead and buy souls and also cores for your ventures. So just keep that in mind, that you can buy, crafting materials like souls and cores for your ventures. So it's pretty awesome that you can do so, and it's really, really nice. But you can only do that in 15 because it kind of ties into, again, what difficulty you're on, and it kind of makes no sense if you only can do 14, then you get souls, right? Like if you don't get this, because this is what you need to get to the next stage, right? Like crystal 4 or 5 ish, right? So just wanted to mention Dixley, and he's in the same place in, of course, tier 15. And then of course we got our little donation here, and the donation is pretty awesome as well. Let me just get this one as well, because right here is the donation, and this resets every single day. So it's new things that are here every single time. As you can see, you can do 25 items of these donating. The thing is that it increases. So I'm gonna go ahead, let me just do some Fade Dust. I'm just gonna go ahead and donate that. That's super awesome, I get that. But if I didn't, it has to update, that's why I'm leaving. It has to update the UI. Now you can see it cost me 2. If I actually click this one, the glacial, you can see it doesn't update. But if I click it, you can see I'm on 5,562, but if I hit it, it still says 1. It's actually gonna take 2. It's because Trove is kind of like updating things. So if you wanna update this stuff, make sure you do so as well. So there are some things that are very expensive. I would not do any of these because these are really expensive, but I would do maybe glacier shards or whatever you have a bunch of and you wanna get rid of. I do wanna like at least do a couple of each, no matter what. So it's like hitting these are pretty awesome just because it's a couple. But again, some of the materials are a little bit more expensive than other ones are. See, this one is now in 3, so I'm gonna do a few more of these. I think I'm just gonna go 15, just max it out there, and that completes it, and that gives me some aventurine, which is really nice. You can keep donating if you want to of these, because you still get aventurine for it if you want to do so. See, now it's 130 per click. That's kind of awesome, crazy, but it kind of goes way further than that. But you can donate some of it if you want to do so. Again, it doesn't matter if it's this one or this one, you get the same chance of it. So it doesn't really tie into how expensive the items are, but it's random which ones you are going to get every single day. And you can always buy more from the marketplace if you wanted to do so. Another thing is that you get these aventurine stashes, and I wanted to mention this as well. If you go here, see, you get some aventurine, but you can actually also get souls in them, those souls for your mystic gear. You can actually also get them in these ones. So shout out to the community for letting me know this as well. So you get a little bit of these, but there is a chance of these actually. I don't know actually if these could be nice if I got another one. I don't know if they actually can be traded, but I doubt they can. I'm gonna hope. It could be nice if I got another one. He said, hopefully. Yeah, we go. Okay, we go there. No, they cannot be traded, so that's fine. We're just gonna open one more. Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I was pretty sure you couldn't, but that's just kind of the hub. That's how what it goes on. And then now we get into the juicy stuff, or how it actually works is that you have these rings, as you can see right here. There is dungeons here, but they are really not working. So I don't know why there's dungeons in here. I wish the dungeon did work, because that would be super awesome. Then you could do your daily whatever, Star War and stuff like that in here as well, and completing this. But you can see there is some rings. I'm just gonna open my inventory right here to use my mouse, because this one right here, this one is the inner circle, and here have you the middle circle, and out here have you the outer circle. And that's the same for all of them, but the biomes change every single day, and also for difficulty and stuff like that. And some of them are really, really dense with enemies, which is really, really nice, but some of them are also a little bit lackluster. So yeah, it's not super awesome always with the biomes. And you can see it's also different for which biomes that has some dungeons. You can see this Desert Frontier has one, but the Cursed Skulls does not. I don't know if this one out here does not have it. But the point is, what you do is that, of course, you go ahead and you talk to this guy here. That's the dragon. Of course, we saw that one before. And what you do is that we now have to defeat 50 enemies in the inner circle. So that's basically it. The next one, just TLDR or spoiler alert, it's the 75 you have the enemies you have to defeat here, and then 125 out here, and then you're done with it and you can move on, and I'll show you guys that as well when we get to that one. But I'm gonna go ahead and of course get my inner done here. I do suggest you have an enemy, not an enemy, a glass that can defeat stuff a little far away, because I'm pretty short ranged on this one, so but I'm just gonna use it because why not? But this is basically it. So I'm gonna get my 50 enemies, and I'll see you guys when we have to do the middle circle. Alright, we are now back, and as you can see, I'm also more of the merchants. I don't know if you see it from the montage, but they're basically all over the place, and they kind of look like things that don't really belong there in that biome, but they find in every single biome. They're kind of like these very tall enemies, and also they're these little like birds kind of enemies as well. And yeah, you'll just get them randomly. See, I'm already on 5, so I'll probably get the last 5 in the next ring, and then the last in there. But else I'll just hunt a little bit and I'll find them as well. But we are gonna go to the next ring, and that's of course the middle one. It's a little bit tedious that you have to go backwards and forwards like this, but it doesn't really matter too much. It doesn't take super long. You can see there is going to spawn one in here as well. See which one it is. Okay, so there's a different, oh yes, because it's in that area, that's right. So in a peaceful area, it's something different as well. But I'm gonna head into the middle biome right here. It could be cool if I also saw one of these merchants, but we're gonna head into the, of course, the area right here, because we need to do the middle ring. So I'll get my 75 done, and we can move on to the next one. And actually, you can actually see the one here. So the big guy there is one of the merchants. And also the small guys here, little, I call them birds, but maybe they're not birds. But these ones do go towards this one. So as you can see, I'm now on 8. So, sorry, 7. But yeah, they work towards it. But yeah, there's more here. So let's just defeat them also. And I will get the other 75 done as well. So we are now back here, and we have to do the outer ring as well. As you can see from, if you see the montage as well, I am done with the merchants. So yeah, I'm still gonna defeat them. I'm still gonna go crazy killing them, because they also count towards that 125. So might as well just defeat them as well, but they're not gonna count to that one as well. So it's super easier now to get that one done, even done before you're having to, you know, do the other ones. But now it's all the way to the outer ring, and we can, of course, start a little montage for that one as well. But as you can see, it's better for having some ranged, you know, attacks like a Shadow Hunter or something like that. That's way better. So yeah, get one of those, and we can start getting the 125 here. So. So we are now back with from the outer ring as well. As you can see right here, now we can complete the trial, or we can move on. It's not going to cost you anything to move on. It's not going to cost your soul. That's why you should do it from the beginning all the way up. So I'm going to go here. I'm not going to complete it, but I'm showing you guys as well. Like that hub is exactly the same, but there's a few things as well. I do also want to show you guys here as well. If you go into here, there is some favor, and that's why I'm talking about the banner here. So this favor here, it gives you extra damage, like extra critical damage and stuff like that while you're in the trials, but it does cost you these fragments right here. And I'd rather have you use these. There's one you have to do for the quest line. Of course, you should do that one as well. But the thing is, you should definitely just only use it that one time, because it's going to cost you soul fragments, and those fragments can actually be used to make souls, right? So we can make it here. As you can see, if you have enough of these soul fragments, you can make a whole soul, and that's even more of the stuff we actually want, which of course is the Venturine up here. But if you do want that extra damage or extra whatever it is, sure, go ahead. And of course, there is also a banner that drops randomly. It cannot be traded, but increases duration for 1 hour. And this, I think it's 1 hour, no, 3 hours. So it's 4 hours if you put on the banner. But this one do collect into 25 of the venture, so it's pretty nice as well. But anyways, we are gonna go ahead and continue right here. So when I click this one, it's just gonna say, okay, you want to progress, super awesome. And then there is gonna be a timer right down there in the bottom starting, as you can see here, 10 seconds until we move to the hub again. And then you can jump in again, but we'll show you guys that as well. But I'll see you guys in the hub. Ah yes, we are now in the hub, as you can see right here. And when we come down here to Luxion, we are gonna see there is the 15 as well. And you can see you cannot buy the things because it has to be in the trials, but it's the same you can buy there as well. You can see you cannot do this right now because you have already a pack going, and that's the pact is that we want to go to the trials of 15. So I'm gonna go here and I'll see you guys there as well. And we are now in the 15 as well. As you can see, different biomes, but still 3 circles, and you can do it all again if you want to. See, defeat enemies in the inner circle. And you can see the fountain thing is still the same. And also this is the same, but not the same is of course right over here. As you can see, you can buy Souls of the Deep right here if you want to do so, and it resets daily as I said. So this is more into the, of course, crystal gear, or from crystal gear to mythic gear, or buffing your mythic gear. As you can see, you cannot do the this one, or you cannot do this one either. So it doesn't really matter if you go to the highest difficulty or the lowest difficulty. You should just do it at one of them if you want to do so. You can still donate if you want to. This has not reset though, so it's still going to be exactly the same. So changing world doesn't change this either, but you might have some more of this if you just want to trade this into some more of that. But basically you're just recycling this, I guess. But yeah, you can get it if you have a bunch of it as well. But I just wanted to show you guys this one, and also with the banner and such, with how it basically looks. So it's exactly the same, and if you cannot do it, I can show you a little bit here that I can defeat them, but it is going to take a little bit longer. As you can see right here, I'm not doing very much damage to this one. So as you can see, it will take me a little bit longer to get these, 50 enemies with this one and even 125 with the other ones. Of course, I could buff myself with the damage and such to get that, but it's not really that much of a... I wouldn't go that far to go that crazy, I would say. I would just rather wait a month and then get whatever adventurine I can get there. So yeah, and that's why you should do at least once a day and not do multiple. If you want to do multiple of these, you should start at the beginning, like I said, and then work your way up. If you really want to do more of them, you shouldn't just go recycle the same difficulty. So rather just go from highest to lowest as well, because yeah, that's just how it works. And you can see here, now I have a pact with level 15, so I have to, do this one so I, can get out of the trials basically, but you can just leave if you want to do so. But that's kind of sort of the gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, it wasn't really a tutorial thing. It was just a more of a tips and tricks thing randomly spread in there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys found it useful. So I also got my trials done today. So yay, let's just do a video every single time I want and have to do this. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the other videos as well. This one right over here is something I actually haven't put in there. Well, I put it, said it, but actually YouTube recommended you should watch this one, so you probably will like whatever is on that one right over there somewhere. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!